remember that your center goes to your back too. You have a front center and a rear center. So the more you can encapsulate the full amount, the more power you have coming forward and out of you, right? So the idea being that instead of lifting from the front of my arm, I'm lifting from my center, engaging back and front. So now I'm thinking about that movement and preparedness. Right? So for this Aikido of Mote, the idea is that I'm going to start as I see him start. So we're almost mirroring each other. And you want to be over the top. Too late. If you're late, let it out, then hinge. Rather than be late and then push. Right? So we're going to start with one arm. So I'm just moving my center. I'm lifting as he does. If I don't cut this thing, I'm going to lose my mind. And moving from my center. So I'm not trying to do the technique, I'm just trying to reach. When you do your showman, try not to do this. Try to do this. Blend with it as you take it, turn. All right, let's just start with one arm. Right? I'm not going to try to apply Aikido. I'm going to work on my extension and moving my center. Right? Both arms now have to come up this way. The only thing is, because of your hips, one is longer than the other. The one coming off your back foot is shorter, so that goes to here. Move your center at the same time. Okay? Try to do that rather than control the Aikido. Adding that is cool. This one's not comfortable. Right. Sorry. Strong, quick showman. That's where you see I've got some attuning to do, right? So I want to try to catch it and hijack it into me rather than let her keep control. Right? So as it's coming, one, two. Right? We do this on our own. Everything works well. Somebody's coming out. It doesn't work well so much. So let's just keep that in mind. We're extending into their space. Taking it, reversing it. Let's do some small groups. When we do these exercises, when we do this, right? Actually more this one. When we come back, we're in line with our shoulders. We're not pedaling out here, right? So in the same way, Kokyuho isn't from the bicep. When we throw Rinanage, try not to do it in his lane, do it in your lane. Right? Similar idea. So it's here, not out here. And it looks differently like this. I'm going to lift him and throw him over his shoulder. I want to cut it over my shoulder. So you have to put them in front of you before you throw. You don't have to, just for now, just for today, for 12 minutes, right? I don't know what to do after that. But just try, because what happens is the more you get uke into this, the more power you have without having to do any of the work. The more comfortable it is for uke to take the kemi, and the less muscle you have to use, right? If I come here and Jack is heavy, right, I can't do this. But the minute I put it in front of me, and then I just step, he's weightless. So, a couple things. Rise within. Before you throw, have him in front of you and step. Just by attaching it in the right? We see that with Shomen, it could become almost like a temi, or a way to get out of the way. Right? Usually when you do that, you have to shift your center. Otherwise. So now we're going to look at it as Yokomen. Not only the attempt. So remember, your elbow hinges, your shoulder rotates, right? This is all your elbow can do for you. You can't do it backwards or anything. So anytime you need to make these shapes, you have to use your shoulders. So instead of taking the yokomen as an attack, I'm going to take this out. Now I have this shape over here. So the technique starts the attempt. Let's just start with that. Side and back. Extend into the space. Okay, let's just start with the opening. Focus and light. You notice I'm not turning, I'm staying facing this. Different from this. So my feet have to be precise. Now, here's the extension. Right? You want to roll up between the elbow and the shoulder, and then roll over. So we're rolling the shoulder down. That's how we get the balance. Very common thing to get to here, and then do this. Right? So think about that reach. I can move my extension because my feet are taking me away enough that my arm length makes a difference. Right? So while we're focusing here, the formula is down there. Right? So without a strong opening in your feet, you don't have access to your extension. Right? Let's go ahead and continue to do the other side. Right? You don't want to roll from back here. Right? The idea is that you want to place yourself just in front or where the most forward point of their body where they're putting. Right? So this comes. I'm going to set way in front. Then I have total control of my legs. I can push off with my front foot. I'm not collapsing on my shoulder. And I don't feel like I'm being controlled by the other person. So, let yourself turn. Don't step and roll here. Try to step big in front of it and push yourself. So you've dissipated a little bit of their power, taking it for yourself, and then you roll on your own. Right? All right, do that one. And just work on rolls a little bit, right? Because your Aikido class is only as fun as the least bad roll was, right? Or the least bad fall was. And so, you know, the mental component is real. in our rolling. So I thought maybe we just spend a couple minutes to go over some things that I find helpful. Now, everybody's body is different, everybody's teacher is different, how you roll is different. So you want to take what you get that works for you and adopt it. Usually, it's clear whether somebody's comfortable or not. We're looking for comfort, right? Sorry, I've got something in my eye. So the first thing I like to do, which we'll try, is rolling from your knee, because there's no impact, you can't crush your shoulder, and there's no momentum. So one thing to do is to find the shape of the wheel. So we're like, when we roll, we're like a bicycle. We have our frame, and then our wheel goes in front. The minute you take the frame or the wheel and you cock something out one direction or other, you're going to hit, right? The minute you roll this way, you're going to hit. So I like to look at rolls as low and like through a tunnel, and that comes from your front foot, not the back foot. Because we can practice rolling from one leg or front foot. You know, we can do this, work on our balance, but we can't do that from our back leg, right? So the front leg is your propulsion. So one thing we'll try first is coming on our knee, putting our fingertips under our arch, putting our knee down. That gives you the perfect shape, and part of that is because I'm keeping the connection closed here. The minute you open this up, right, that happens. So maybe we could try across the mat. So back to this extension idea, right, for Kokidosa. So I got a problem, right? He's so tough, he's strong, I'm collapsed in it, which is why I like to offer extended and ready. The same thing for a kokyoho, for the yokomen, for the yuminage, right? The technique starts before the contact. What am I doing? I'm doing kokyoho, oh, okay. Whether he's there or not, I'm ready in my line. So I'm already lifting. So see if you can keep him behind you if you've got a tricky partner. And don't offer until you're ready. And when you offer, be offering as you're growing. I'm already up by the time he's got the full palm. Right? And I can't lift from the bicep. I can extend from the back.